Hello and welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be unboxing the Transformers masterpiece MP-34 Beast Wars Cheetor, also known as Cheetor. Now if you are in the market for picking one of these figures up, then I definitely recommend that you should check out Shozy's store, and for that there will be links down in the description box below where I believe that this figure is currently actually in stock. As for the packaging, as you can see, I do believe that this is in fact the reissued version, so we do have the Transformers 35th anniversary logo printed on the actual box itself. We've got what I imagine would be Beast Wars Transformers written in perhaps Japanese, I'm not entirely sure, but we've got a really awesome image of Cheetor in both his beast mode as well as his robot mode. We've got the Beast Wars logo on the bottom of the box. Spinning it around, we've got a really awesome image of Cheetor actually in his Cheetor alt form, and as you can see we've got the different expression on the side, and then spinning around to the back of the box, this is a really lovely set of different photos of both the figure behind a magnificent looking backdrop, as well as lots of different features that this figure does in fact include, as well as screen grabs from Beast Wars demonstrating how some of these features relate to the actual series. On the bottom of the box we've got listed all of the accessories that this figure does in fact come with, and then finally on the side of the package we have an image of Cheetor in his robot mode. Now to crack the figure open, we simply just want to release this section and then open in the box just like so. It does in fact reveal a really nicely displayed Cheetor in his Cheetor alt form. Here we've got the instruction manual, which looks really awesome, and it's super nice. We've got the Takara Tomy card for the masterpiece figures, which looks awesome. Very vibrant and very electrifying colours, which is nice to see. And then we've also got the figure here himself, really nicely displayed, as you can see in his beast form, with two alternate faces for the actual Cheetah mode and then two alternate faces for the robot mode. In this review, this is more of my first initial impressions, so I won't actually be showcasing the transformation of this figure. I'll just be very quickly going over the actual beast mode, and then I'll quickly learn how to transform the figure, and then we'll jump straight into the robot mode and I'll give you my initial thoughts. So this should release this top sleeve now, just making sure that all of the sellotape is in fact cracked off, just like so. I do believe the faceplate's popped out, but here we've got the first robot mode faceplate, which looks really awesome. And here we've got the actual beast mode faceplates, and these two look really detailed, and I actually can't believe that they've got real whiskers on them as well. That is a super nice attention to detail. And is there any... oh, there is jaw articulation as well. The jaw does in fact articulate, so that is super cool. Lots and lots of sculpted and detailing. I'm not entirely sure whether this figure has the PERS system where you can move the eyes. It does maybe appear that you can do that. I'll have to look through the instruction manual. And then we also get an alternate head, which appears to be a much more shocked facial expression than the more menacing one that we just took a look at. But this looks really nicely detailed as well, and also has some jaw articulation, so that is super awesome. And there is so much nice detailing. I really like the printed on cheetah stripes as well. They've been done precisely, and the quality definitely does evoke that of a masterpiece figure. And then I believe we've got one more robot mode head sculpt that just fell off as I opened it. This appears to be a more neutral expression. I love the darker metallic blue paint apps that are actually on the face, borderline purple. That looks super nice as well. And then actually getting to the Cheetor himself, here we have the figure. And wow, first impressions of this figure are definitely very high. This does look like a very premium looking figure, and I'm actually really surprised at how well executed they've actually managed to show this beast mode. This does look awesome, and there does appear to be loads of articulation. This segment here does appear to be slightly floppy, however I guess that's either an ab crunch or perhaps a mistransformation. It does appear as if though it should perhaps look as if though like it should go like this. But taking a look at the head sculpt, once again that is super nicely detailed, and it is articulated all the way around. These poker stripes and these dots all around really do look awesome. When you turn around to the back, it does start to get slightly kibbly, but for a cheetah or a beast mode this definitely looks really nice. And this is actually my first MP Beast Wars figure, and I've got to say that my first impressions of this line are definitely very, very positive. These definitely do evoke the same level of quality, if not better, than some of the MPM figures, and they're definitely up there with the standard Gen 1 MP figures. So I really can't wait to experiment with the transformation and go from Cheetor looking like this to transformed and looking like this in his robot mode. Now this Cheetor figure makes me realise why I love the Masterpiece line by Takara so much. The engineering on this figure is truly fascinating to witness as you're going through all the various different steps. It really is genius of how all the parts end up moving in order for you to get a very TV show accurate looking robot mode and a reasonably decent enough looking Cheetor mode when he is in his beast mode. This figure looks absolutely incredible. However, I've got to say that for me, the preferred mode is definitely to store him in his robot mode. I think that this is definitely where the figure shines, and I think that the phenomenal paint applications as well as the tremendous articulation definitely make this figure one of the best MP figures that I've ever collected. Bringing it in for a very quick look, as you can see, my first initial thoughts is that I absolutely love the head design of this character. I really love the elongated, very exaggerated looking head crest that he's got going on, and the light piping on the back of the figure's head is honestly something to behold. As you turn it around, as you can see, this whole section here is just a massive gaping hole begging for light to be put through it in order for you to illuminate his eyes and make him look as if though he is actually alive. This faux chest section here honestly doesn't affect me whatsoever, as the real head of the actual Cheetor mode is actually in this torso section anyway, and I think that this look here actually aids the robot mode, and if they were to have used the real Cheetor head, I think it could have probably have compromised the overall look. This faux Cheetor head definitely looks a lot more streamlined on the chest and a lot more show accurate. Another detail that I loved was his gun that seems to be formed out of his guts, and I think that the positioning of it in the beast mode is just tremendous, as this actually hides in the torso section, and when you pull it out you are bear witness to all of these organic components which look very, very grotesque, however for me are absolutely incredible, and I love the detail, and I love how all these mechanical tubes seem to be plugging into this organic mess. It really, really does look awesome. As you can see, this gun here is ever so slightly loose in his hand, however if you do get a good grasp he will hold it, so I'm not worried about it falling out. However, it's not the most sturdiest of connections, but as you can see, I think that the paintwork on this figure is just absolutely tremendous. The Cheetor legs hanging out on the back isn't necessarily the best look for him, however they can be moved out of the way in order for you to accommodate articulation. I really like how all of these different polka dots have been printed on exceptionally well with no paint bleeds, and I think that they look very, very realistic on the figure. And I also love the metallic blue that is also subtly put throughout the figure. And then turning to the shins, I really like how these slender down and look very, very streamlined. Articulation for this figure is also incredible. He does in fact have a good, or should I say great, range of motion. At the head is on a ball joint, so it can look up and down, left to right. The arms are able to pivot forwards and backwards, as well as hinge out to the sides. You can rotate at the biceps, double joints at the elbows, wrist swivels, as well as wrist hinges, as well as a finger hinge for you obviously to hold the gun. He also has a waist joint. The legs can kick forwards that far, back that far. They can kick out to the sides. There is also a rotation just where the knee begins and the thigh ends. There is a double jointed knee joint, which is tremendous to see, and the feet have got loads of articulation. There is in fact a rotation joint here which is supposed to dub as the ankle rocker joint, as well as a toe hinge which can pivot forwards and backwards just like so. So overall it is a tremendous articulated looking figure and really is a sight to behold on the shelf. This has definitely made me very eager to collect some of the other Beast Wars figures, and just for a MP comparison, here I have him with the newly released MPM Jazz, just so you can get a sense of scale. As you can see, MPM Jazz is one of the smaller movie Masterpiece figures, and I do believe that Cheetor is one of the smaller MP Beast Wars figures, so they are roughly exactly the same height in terms of their scale. But this Jazz figure does feel ever so slightly heavy, as this figure has die cast, whereas this Cheetor doesn't appear to have any die cast that is noticeable. Now, as you saw when I unboxed the figure, he does in fact have an option where you can swap out for different faceplates. To do this, you just want to pull it forwards ever so slightly and then lift it upwards, just so that you can minimize paint chipping. And here is really where you can see that massive light piping structure and giving him more of a menacing looking face sculpt. Here I'll have him with the teeth bared, just snap that into place. As you can see here, we've got a great looking head sculpt. So a really very pleasant first MP Beast Wars figure, and I definitely will be looking to collect more of the line. I'm a massive fan of the newly announced MP Black Arachnia, so I'll definitely try and pick that up and add that to the collection and do a full-on review. This was more of a very quick unboxing and first impressions, as I do believe this figure has been out for some time, but I've definitely got to say I am very satisfied with this figure overall. With all that being said, if you are interested in still picking up this figure, then he is available right now over at Showzi's store, and for that there will be a link down in the description box below. I do have some brand new upcoming MP figure reviews on the horizon, so definitely stay tuned for them, as well as some new Transformers toy reviews. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know down in the comment section below, and until my next video, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.